Well, how are you guys? Haven't worked on a video for a while, but I'm up at my little cabin. You can see it in the background there, four-wheeler and stuff. I thought I would, what my plans are is I want to start a fire and have you guys join me and just spend some time. I just wanted to video starting a fire. I want to go and collect a little bit. I only need a piece or two of birch bark. I have paper and everything like that here, but I just enjoy going to get the birch bark and playing around with that stuff. But and I got lots of matches inside, all that. But I think I'm going to use my ferro rod today and start a campfire. And I love it when I'm doing little jobs around my cabin and having a campfire going, and the smell of the smoke and the sound of it and all that kind of thing. I just find it very comforting and enjoyable. So yeah, there's the little cabin in the background, the front porch and stuff. So I'm going to take you with me as I go. And I'll just see if I can find a little bit of birch bark. Just going out behind the cabin here. And I've got trails everywhere up here on this property. I've had this property for, I think maybe 6 years, something like that. And I've had a lot of enjoyment out of it. Built several kilometers of four-wheeler trails and stuff like that. Like right now, well, here, that's going back down to the back of the cabin, but as you can see, I'll swing this around the four-wheeler trails, and I have people come to this property. I have another cabin on this property, and I have people come through Airbnb, and they rent the cabin and just enjoy getting away from the city. I can't imagine spending my whole entire life in the city. I guess a person does what you have to do. My wife is actually from the city. I don't need a lot of birch bark, but here's a tree here that looks like I've scavenged it before. No, you don't need a lot, just a few pieces. It does not hurt the tree. You just the stuff that's going to fall off anyway with the wind and all that. I did a video once before. I was up in the North Country and I picked a bunch of birch bark. Yeah, I just picked this stuff and I actually just put it right in my pocket. I learned that one from Far North Bushcraft. He's up in southeastern Alaska, I think is where he's from. Yeah, just pick a bit off. There's a trail right here that I'm on. You can see it behind me going back this way. It goes right through. There's probably a good 20 acres of beautiful pine trees. Like you see all these pines here. All these. Somebody had planted. Some of them are probably a foot across the bottom. Some are 14, some are 12. Really and truly, I need to work on this forest a little bit and actually take some of the pine out. But anyway, that is a lot of work. I had looked into getting a sawmill. That's a lot of work. So usually if I do take out a bunch like I did Now I'm out here right on the main road that I built. As soon as we bought this property, I had to build a road. So there it is. Yep. This way is heading back towards the little cabin we just came from. And there's the pine trail that goes through the heart of the pine plantation here. Yeah, and so that heads on up. I'll just take you for just a little more walk here. Then I'll stop the video and we'll join back up. We'll join back up at the campfire. We'll get it going. I got a little temporary project that I want to do at the campsite back there. Just for the winter. I have a tarp I want to put up and fasten it to. Check this out. Look at this. Birch bark just hanging off of this one. We'll just take a little bit of this. I kind of like, look at that. That's beautiful. It sheds bark every year. Birch bark trees. Yeah. I kind of like, if I only take enough that I need, and then leave the rest hanging on the tree, and then I remember where that tree is. I've got quite a few birch around here. Nothing like back north, if you remember the one video I did. And I think it was a day that the last ice fishing of the season was that day. There. I wanted to get that. So, all right. I got plenty. Look at that. The best fire starter that there is. Even if it's rainy and so on. This is the stuff you can depend on. If you happen to get caught in the woods and storm is coming. There's some more birch right here. Lots of bark hanging on it too. One of these days, I'll take you and we'll pick some chaga. I do enjoy drinking chaga tea. C-H-A-G-A, I think it's spelled. Anyway, we'll go back this way. All right. Well, we'll see if that'll strike. Don't know. Yeah, it's quite damp. It's not the best piece. I need one that's a little coarser to work on top of. It's very thin birch bark, but I don't really do this too often. See what that does. Maybe this will strike it better. Yeah. Knife just don't make the spark that it should. a little spark going there. Look at that birch bark burn, eh? Now, we'll set that right there, like so. Keep that going. Just lay some, that is just dry pine. We had a heavy rain here last night. So, all our wood and stuff is quite damp actually. So, by putting birch bark in your pocket and so on, it does warm it up and dry it out. See, keep this going with nice tender little shoots. Throw a little whiter stuff on now. A little bigger. Nothing like a campfire. There we are. I think we got her. Up here, because of all the pine that's up in here from that, like I told you earlier, the pine plantation, the bottoms of these pines are just covered in dead limbs. That's just how a pine grows. The lower limbs seem to die off and as it gets higher. So that makes great firewood, great starting wood, great cooking wood. As a matter of fact, in the cabin right here behind me, that is all I burn all winter long, is pine. Because the cabin is so small and it's well insulated. Pine is don't throw quite as much heat as a good big chunk of hardwood does. So yeah. Beautiful. Nothing like a campfire, right? Nothing like a nice campfire. I love it. Now we just burn it just like that. This axe, how do you say that? Gransfos Brooks. It's the carpenter's axe. I've built a log addition with it and stuff. I use this kind of tools. Someday I'll show you that. But this is a incredible. You can use it as a chisel. It's kind of designed more of a straight. I think this part's called the bit. More of a straight cut across than say a camper's axe or a forest axe. Holds a great edge. I think they're hand forged. Every single one of them. Yep. There. Even this wood I'm putting on, there's a bit of dampness to it, but get it built up like that and the fire kind of dries it out, burns it. Pine burns easy. Pine burns easy. There. Just a nice little fire right there. Nice little fire. I'll let you guys enjoy the campfire for a bit. I'm going to hang a pot over that right here shortly. I'll be right back. You just enjoy that for a minute. We'll have hot water in no time. I'll throw a tea bag in that. Something pretty nice about having a nice cup of tea made over an open campfire. Seems to have a special, unique taste to it. There. I think it's ready. It's boiling. It's boiling. Set my axe right there. I went out and put this glove on from inside. Ah, hey. Now that is a hot cup. I put two bags in it. Barry's tea, Barry's orange pekoe, delicious tea. I think it's an Irish tea. Tea the old-fashioned way. It's got the good old-fashioned orange pekoe taste to it. I think I'm gonna pour a cup. Oh, hot they are. Pretty hot. Got my favorite cup out. Do you ever notice how having a favorite cup makes your, oh, look at that. A favorite cup makes your tea or coffee taste even better. You ever notice that? Look at that. brewed to perfection on a campfire. That literally, I don't know, a little over 5 minutes or so, boiled, made. Just incredible. Cup of tea like that. Nothing like it. Nice and hot. Good stuff. Yeah. The good things in life. Good stuff. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. I guess the main reason for this video is make sure you take time, get out. If you enjoy the bush and campfires and stuff like that, you can get out and simple little thing like making a cup of tea over a campfire. Just sitting there. I mean, you can do it in your dooryard. You can do it anywhere. And build a nice cup of campfire tea. I remember years ago, we used to take our youth group and we would go and we'd camp for a day or two or something. And a friend of mine that would go with us, he would have a pot of maybe not quite like this, a little bit bigger pot than this guy. But he would, if we were there for a couple of days, he would start his first pot of tea when we got there, and the whole entire time he would he would just keep adding fresh tea bags to that. And oh boy, that was good tea. And that would go on for a day or two. He would do that. And so you would get some pretty strong tea, but my, was it good tea. And he had a name for it. He called it swamp tea. So anyway, you could do that too if you're out for a while. But anyway, Barry's tea. You can find that and you're a tea lover, the old-fashioned style of tea, that's good stuff. Well, thanks for joining me, and I'm going to sit here for a little while yet. I got a little project I'm going to start working on, I think, and I'll let you guys go. It's been a while since I put a video out, so I thought, well, this is a good day to do it. It's starting to cool down. It's been a pretty warm summer stuff, and it's not as fun being in the woods when it's hot and muggy, all that kind of stuff. So in the fall time and winter, you feel like getting out and starting campfires and things. So anyway, pine is a great wood for this. Yeah. All right. Take care, and God bless. And once again, thanks for joining me.